The guy at the far end of the stage, trying to think, he wasn't born when we started. I think we might have been, I don't know. We had grandchildren by the time he was born. But he's a sweetheart of a guy. His hair is a national treasure. And he bounces around up there like a kid in a candy store. You know, he's just a sweetheart of a guy, great singer and a great player. Jeff Aulich on lead guitar now. Next to Jeff is a guy that I invited into a band I was putting together in 1990. I'd heard about Jimmy through some friends, and I remember I drove up to Ocala from Tampa one night. I heard he was playing in a club in Ocala, and I drove up there and I met him on break. And I said I was putting a band together, and I asked him if he wanted to join, and he said, nah. I said, okay, fair enough. And then years later, he was in kind of the Nashville circle. He was playing with Confederate Railroad, and Dale Oliver kind of, was under the weather and couldn't make this trip. And I called Jimmy, I said, God, the Outlaws have 2 weeks in New England, and we really can't afford to cancel those shows. Would you consider coming out on the road and filling in for Dale? I said, it might turn into a full-time job, but I mean, we really need some help. So the guy brought his guitar to the bus and got on the bus and walked out. We never rehearsed. He walked out on the stage the first night, and by the end of 2 or 3 weeks, I mean, we were like tight as a tick. And he's really established himself in his very, sort of musical way as an important part of this band, and he deserves a great round of applause. Jimmy Dormire on lead guitar. Dormire. Bands have personalities just like families. Essentially, it's the same thing, just in a different form. There's no mother. Not in this band. You have long enough hair, but he just looks like a hippie. He's really a country boy at heart. But when band came off the road, Randy joined the band and started singing with Dave and I in Black Hawk. And when Huey and I put a band together in 2005 to do the 30th reunion tour, I called Randy up and he came out and played with us on that, and has played with the Outlaws probably longer than any bass player in the band's history. And he and I and Dave have been playing together since 1999, I think. And he's just the rock, the musical sort of center of our band. He's a smart guy and a really great musician. How about it, Randy Threet? And Monty, who's doing better, yes. Monty was not doing well at all, and now it looks like he's going to be around for a while. But he couldn't play any longer, arthritis, and Mike played with Dave and I for 6 years in Black Hawk, and I called Mike up and asked him if he wanted to come play with the Outlaws and Black Hawk, and if he wanted to come and play with us. And the timing was right for him, and he's just the greatest, not only a great drummer, but a great hang on the bus, and a knowledgeable sports authority. Mike Bailey, the Fighting Irishman in the band.
Clapping while they're doing it.
Hey, we both won.
That's right.
He also thrives on abuse. This next song is a song that Billy Jones wrote. It's Billy in the Outlaws was the kind of the wounded romantic as a songwriter. He was very sensitive and very sweet-hearted in his subjects. He was just a very fragile guy and a really beautiful musical soul. I remember when he joined the band and started singing with Huey and I, and it just was like the whole thing came completely together at that point. So he was a very, very important part of our group, and his songs over time have, I think, like, you know, some artists improved and become more valuable with age.